welcome to the Metals Investment Forum. It's my great pleasure to have Goldgroup here. They have been presenting at Metals Investment Forum for quite some time, and they have some very significant news lately. Welcome back, Ralph.
Thank you, Chen. Pleasure to be here.
Very good. You just announced a merger with the Gold Resource.
Correct.
Yeah, to tell us how important it is, and then what's the timing, going
Sure.
forward.
Yeah. So Gold Resources is an excellent company with one operating mine and a very advanced project in Michigan, operating mine in Oaxaca. So our company, Goldgroup Mining, is a Mexican-focused miner. We have one project in production already called Cerro Prieto. That project we've produced only about 8,000 ounces in 2025. However, we did a lot of work and have increased production capacity, added another crushing circuit. We believe now we can do about 3 times that
Great time.
in 2026, and we're well on our way to achieve that. We're also going to reprocess the existing heap leach pile that we believe that can bring in another 8 or 9,000 ounces annually for 5 or 6 years while we do that. So our production profile is increasing with that. We also purchased out of a bankruptcy the mine called San Francisco, very close to Cerro Prieto in the same neighborhood. And that mine, in its last year of production, produced almost 49,000 ounces of gold in its last full year of production. So we hope to achieve that style of production moving forward once we put that mine back into production. We hope to get there by the end of this year.
By the end of this year.
End of this year. And then the merger. So we announced a merger with Gold Resources to acquire the Oaxaca mine called Don David, as well as their Back 40 project in Michigan. And that merger would give the combined company, 3 operating mines, assuming we get San Francisco in operation by the end of this year. Don David is operating now, and they produced something like, to remember the numbers here, sorry. They produced around 43,000 ounces in 2025.
Yeah, and
So
then more silver.
They're primarily, their highest paying commodity is silver. It's polymetallic underground vein deposit, and they're producing copper, lead, zinc, silver. Primarily, the highest paying commodity is silver and gold. So with those 3 operating mines, that our production profile will increase dramatically. So we expect to be a very significant producer in end of 2026 into 2027, should bring us up to a mid-tier producer.
Wow, that's very significant. I mean, I follow Gold Resource for a long time as well. I know they have a very interesting discovery for Three Sisters. So that's a part of your future growth plan?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they've actually got access into there now, and they're going to be starting to mine it. So that's a very rich zone, and there's lots of exploration potential along north and south of that zone on that, but as well as the other zones they have. So the exploration potential on all of these projects is very, very good. So we would anticipate continuing exploration, continuing to develop more resources, and extending the mine life of all of the deposits.
And then you become 100,000 range producer.
So or we would suspect we'd be over that, but look at what we've been producing, estimate what we believe we can produce, and it should be over that moving forward.
Excellent. In general, if you're over 100, you're talking about the billion above.
If you look at our peers, over 100,000 ounces is certainly $1 billion plus market cap.
Yeah,
and we're not stopping there, Jen. We're actually reviewing new projects, new potential acquisitions, M&A transactions moving forward. So we hope to be able to build Gold Group into the combined company of Goldgroup Gold Resources into a significant mid-tier producer over the next 1 to 2 to 3 years.
Wow, great. Excellent news for a shareholder like me. So tell us, what's your plan for the Michigan? That by itself is interesting.
That is an excellent project. I mean, it's at the feasibility stage level, so they've got a lot of drill holes in it, which has allowed them to calculate a resource. And now it's simply put it through a feasibility study, and if the economics are positive, which at these prices, they're going to be positive, then either put it in production. The idea would be to advance it towards production. So timing, you would think about a year for the feasibility study, maybe a little bit longer, to finance and build that mine. It would be a big mine, be it a combined open pit to start, going underground for a volcanogenic massive sulfide deposit. And those projects make good, solid, strong mines for a long period of time.
Okay, what kind of production profile? Is that mostly copper or some
It's
other
polymetallic, so it's silver and gold and base metals.
base metal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very good. Some of those I'm sure will be critical for the United States.
Gold, silver, um, are critical in the United States. So, yeah. And as far as critical minerals, I'm not sure what the suite is of additional minerals that we might be able to recover there. I think you would have to do a lot of work to see that.
Okay. Okay.
It's possible, but it's
Right, because it's a critical mineral, a lot of company has been getting support from the U.S. government. That's
yes.
why, I mean, that's non-dilutive and
Well, the U.S. government is out trying to secure a long-term supply of critical metals as well as other metals. So, they are aggressively trying to achieve that.
and also they streamline the permitting, and if you have the critical, they can fast track and
We
so.
would hope that that would be the case. Yes, it certainly seems that way. I mean, Michigan, I think that the permitting process would be much easier under new administration in the U.S.
Yeah, excellent, excellent. So going forward, what do you see with Gold Group? Are they more Mexico or U.S. or combined?
Well, we have an expertise in Mexico. We've been there a long period of time, so we know how to operate there. We have a good network of people. We have the connections to get things done. So we would certainly see more potential acquisitions in Mexico. It's not to say we wouldn't go somewhere else if the proper opportunity came along.
Okay.
Mhm.
Then the Michigan, the U.S. project, are you maybe JV with a major or what's the plan? Or maybe sell it
I think it's too early to tell. I think you'd want to see what the economic study looks out at. And if it's extremely lucrative, you might want to just do it ourselves.
Yeah. Well, look forward.
Mhm.
So going for new investor, if I buy, Go Group or Go Resource right now, right after you go through the merger, what do you expect catalyst for the rest of the year?
Well, we have a number of catalysts coming up. So we've got San Francisco to put back in production. So we're going to be spending a little bit of money cleaning it up. It looks like about $2 million. We'll have it ready to start to operate again. Then you bring in a mining contractor and start operating. And that will be a significant event for the company because that's if the 48,000 ounces of gold in its last full year of operation.
Mm-hmm.
If we can achieve those types of numbers, that's a very good production.
What kind of cost that they have?
Well, I don't have that number that well, but when they were operating back at when gold was $2,200-$2,400 an ounce, they were making a little bit of money, but they had a very large pushback to do, and they weren't properly capitalized. And that's why the company went into receivership. So they're probably in that range.
Okay,
But I don't
yeah.
really know.
This gold price is it's
a
like
very-
heaven to
It's a very lucrative deposit, absolutely.
Okay, great. So we will look for the restart of San Francisco by the end of this year.
Yeah, and then we'll be announcing when we actually start the process to clean it up and get it going. And then Cerro Prieto, we've been doing exploration. We're definition drilling new zones, so we'll be announcing those over the coming time. And what else? So we've got
Gold resource?
resources are drilling. There'll be new announcements coming from that. So we'll be announcing the merger completion. We have a lot of news coming to the market.
When do you see the merger will be complete with the
I
gold
think you're
resource?
looking at probably 3 to 4 months to get
Very
it
well
complete.
complete.
So we have to complete audited financial statements, which are in process. They should be completed mid-April. And then the information circular goes out, and then shareholders vote. Then we need shareholder approval. We need regulatory approval. And in BC for British Columbia, you need court approvals as well.
Okay.
So that's probably up to a 4-month process.
So by the summer, sometime this summer,
Yeah, May or June.
May or June,
Mhm.
yeah, you will
All going well.
complete. Do you still plan to have a U.S. listing like Gold Resource, or
Yes, absolutely. Yep. I mean, one of the big strengths of Gold Resources is their liquidity in the U.S. They trade millions of shares a day, so that following is very worthwhile keeping. So we will reapply, and we'll be in that process to hopefully get back on the U.S. exchange at the same time as the merger happens.
Okay.
Because we're acquiring, we'll lose that listing,
That's
but we're going to be reapplying so that it should be seamless to get.
seamless. Oh, excellent! Because also owner of Gold Resource on
Yes.
the U.S. side. So
Yeah.
and I'm happy to keep the list.
No, it's
listing
very,
with it.
very worthwhile to do it.
Okay,
So,
great,
so
great. Thank you.
definitely.
Looking forward to hear all the exciting news.
Thank you, Chen.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure.